Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger episode 45. I thought this was another solid episode as we continue momentum in the finale arc. So we basically pick up where we left off. Master Black is sort of leading the Rangers out of like the cave area they were in, and he needs to see Seto so he can figure out all this Ryusoul Calibur stuff. And they go to see Seto, and he's like the dad, who again, I never bother learning his name, so he's just the dad. They're trying to figure out how to coax Seto out of him, and so they're kind of using the Ryusouls and stuff, and it's actually kind of an amusing bit. It's one of the few comedic bits in Ryusoulger I actually found to be, well, comedic. Like, they were trying to use all these Ryusouls, and they ended up putting him to sleep and then accidentally getting him to confess something, and then at the end, Ko is like, well, maybe it's inspired by fear, and he pulls out, like, one of the power-up chargers, and Master Black's like, oh, you guys are amusing, but basically, they're trying to coax him out, and he doesn't come out till after Ryusoul Black, or former Ryusoul Black, Master Black, tells his story about the past. And he talks about how, you know, him and Master Green were fighting against, I almost said Mercy, Precious, and, you know, it shows him, it's kind of cool because it shows him transforming into Black, and then Master Green as Geysork, as we know, which was kind of cool. And then, like, in the fight, he gets knocked down into that same crevice the Magna Defender was there. So, it's Mike, Magna Defender, Ryusoul Black, they're all having cocktails, you know how it is. Like, when he's down there, after he has the cocktails with Magna Defender and Mike, he ends up finding Eris and sort of realizing, like, what the Ryusoul Calibur for is and stuff. And he wants to stop Precious and all of them from screwing things up, basically. And so he goes we see how he goes undercover as Top Hat Guy. And so he finds him, he fights him, and he explodes him. But luckily, due to convenience, even though the monsters usually actually explode, he doesn't explode, and he's there so that he can raid his body for his suit, and he takes the place of him. And then he's like, oh, that's why you took the Ryusouls, because basically Master Black betrayed them to take the Ryusouls, to prevent them from becoming the Ryusoulgers so they wouldn't fight and pull the Calibur, and then they ended up doing it anyway. And then that's when Seto wakes up and says, well, yeah, you know, that was a good plan, except the Ryusoul Calibur's energy was being drained by Eris, so it's a good thing that they pulled it. So basically all the stuff we knew. I like Ryusoul Black's backstory. I like all of this in general. I think this has some really cool stuff in it, and I really wish all these villain dynamics had been brought up earlier. As I've mentioned, villains have been lacking in recent years in Sentai, and I think there's some legitimately interesting stuff with these villains that I wish they would have been around the whole time, or at least for half the series, instead of having these two clown idiots run around with absolutely no threat. So I did like that stuff. I liked that it wasn't just a generic betrayal story of like, oh, Master Black got corrupted by power and he just wanted power or something dumb like that. So I thought that was cool. Then everything gets cut short when, you know, Precious has his heart, so he starts having heart convulsions, so they gotta get him back. And then they end up trekking. Trekkie is derogatory at this point, it's Trekker. They end up tricking Precious by having Ko dress as Top Hat Guy. It's actually kind of a funny, cool moment. They get his heart back. Then we have a big civilian fight scene. It's all cool to see. Lots of cool stunt work, and then they morph, and there's more cool stunt work. And then one of the monsters that Precious done made starts going nuts and like attacking everybody. All factions. They're attacking the faction itself, from Travelers, weird deep cut reference. They're attacking the Ryusoulgers and the Dreadons, and they're, you know, just attacking everybody. So it's like anarchy, and then it's happening while Eris is like palpitating. And also, just while I'm thinking about that, they mentioned something that they can't just destroy Eris because it's like ingrained itself in the earth, and like Asuna comes up with this idea of like taking it out from the roots, but that's kind of an important point. But yeah, it was a good episode. I liked it. I thought it was very enjoyable. I liked the backstory with Master Black. I liked all the fight scenes. There were some really cool choreography and cool fight scenes to watch, and a nice cliffhanger for next week. And yeah, it's been rolling pretty good. I've been pretty much enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying the finale arc so far is what I'm saying, and I think that we're on a good momentum. Like I said, I wish this villain stuff would have been brought up earlier. I think it could have made for some interesting dynamics, and it made the villains feel like they have more presence, because Precious actually feels like an interesting villain. Having sort of Top Hat Guy who's secretly Master Black in there would have kind of felt like a classic Sentai villain, where there's some sort of mystery to them, like some sort of secret identity, and could have been pretty interesting, and I think that would have been cool to explore for longer in the series. But what do you guys think? Did you enjoy the episode? Are you excited for the arc? Are you getting amped up for the finale? I feel that even though Ryusoulger's being mixed for me, I have been feeling invested in this finale arc. I'm curious, like, have you guys been feeling the same way? Because there's been some recent Sentai series which I haven't been fully on board for, and when the finale arc starts, I kind of feel cold. But this one, I'm not like, oh my god, I'm most invested ever. But I'm pretty invested for a series I've been lukewarm on. Lukewarm? Warm? P-A-N-M. That was the confusion. Anyway, let me guys know in the comments. Let me guys know. Alright, it's time to leave. Till next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. Till next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.